Hi everyone. I'm sorry I'm not in class today. I hurt my back yesterday and I am in a great deal of pain. I can't sit, stand. It's just awful. After you've read for your 10 minutes, give your Mrs. Meester should be there to get your page numbers. Seventh hour, could you please give her your page number from Friday, make an estimation? I needed to put in last week's reading grade. I don't know what I was thinking. I did it for sixth hour and I forgot to get it from you. All right, so today we're going to try to the best of our ability finish up with our listening because we're going to be going on to working on what is called a vocal personality. And so in your pairs at your tables, review the combo worksheet from Friday. If there are any questions, we'll have to answer it tomorrow. Sorry about the dog. Sorry about that, my dog saw a squirrel. If you have any questions, we'll answer them tomorrow. Okay? Uh, Now what we're going to do is we're going to have Mrs. Meester write down the vocabulary words for the next presentations. Please help her out with where the green cards are so she can randomly choose who's going to be able to speak. She should write down who has what word, and then on Wednesday your PowerPoints are due. It should already be uploaded. Learn from your last PowerPoint because we had some people that put blue on red and that was tough to see. Some of you used the templates, which didn't allow you to have as many images as you wanted, as you needed. And so take a few moments and get those words chosen, okay? All right, so our last bit that we're going to do today is we're going to finish up our listening notes. And so if you will take out your Art of Communication notes and turn to those places that we have started, okay? So the listening process, I often think it's very interesting that we don't teach the listening process to the same degree that we teach the speaking process. We've already started our notes a little bit in terms of steps to prepare, steps to listen, steps to the listening process. But as a review, we know we need to prepare to listen. We need to understand that there are things that we need to get out of whatever we are expected to learn. Uh, we don't prepare to listen in casual conversation. This is for formal situations where we need to get information out of it. And a way that people can prepare for various listening is if it's a continuous thing like a classroom, review what you did before. And so that you're starting with that prior knowledge in there already inside your brain. Have notes and paper ready for in case you want to take some notes while you're listening. There's lots of things that you can do to prepare to listen, but the big thing is to set your mind that you're going to listen, that you're going to clear yourself of thoughts that might be distracting, okay? Another good thing is to set yourself someplace where it is good for you to listen. Meaning, if you don't listen well next to a window because you're distracted easily, don't sit there. There's reasons why some good students oftentimes are in the center and in the front of the classroom. It helps prepare them to listen. Okay. The more you can personalize the message, the better it is. In other words, how can you make it your own? It's really hard if you don't believe what the speaker is saying, but if you can in some way look at this and say, how can I use this information in this lesson alone? How can you use the listening steps to become better students? Because we process, teachers give you a lot of information orally. And if you disagree or agree with the speaker's position, kind of think about why do you disagree or why do you agree. Okay. Understanding the message, which is so key to everything that you do in education. Okay? If you've learned something new, kind of try to figure out and mold it in such a way that will help you tuck it away and make it brain cell worthy. You have to do a sorting process. What are you most likely needing to remember and what are you most likely can slough off? If you learned new words, can you find a way to remember them and remember that remember. One of the number one ways that you can do that is simply by writing them down. You know, we think that flashcards are kind of archaic, but there is a reason that flashcards have been around since like the 1700s. And understanding the message has a lot to do with the person that's giving the message. What does their body message, what does their body language convey? The bad thing about video notes is you can't really tell whether I think that this is a really important point or not, because you can't read my body language. But understanding the message and deciding what is good, what you need to remember and what you don't, has a lot to do with the speaker. Okay. Next, you need to select those ideas. This is just after you get the message, what do you do with it? Kind of think about what were the speaker's main ideas and details to remember. This is that sloughing process. What is important, what is not important, and what do you think you need to remember? This means when the bell rings and you get up and you're going to go out to the other, go to your next class, use that time as you go down the hallway. It's like, okay, what is necessary for me to remember and what is not? Kiwi. And finally, provide feedback. Respond either verbally or non-verbally to the speaker. By verbally would be, oh, that's right, or good job, or non-verbally would be leaning forward and smiling and nodding. Okay. Add questions, ask questions if there's something you don't understand. And when they're done giving the lesson, can you summarize what the speaker is saying? This is especially important in classes where you struggle. If you can't summarize what you just learned immediately after that you've heard the message, then you're going to struggle 2 days down the line, 3 days down the line. Okay? So, we watched the TED Talk with Tony Salvador, as well as from the Supreme Court justices. Working at your tables, share the information and fill in any blanks that you might have missed from that. Okay. There are blocks to listening all the time. These are things that stop us from listening. Some of it we can help and some of it we can't. One of the blocks to listening is just out and out daydreaming, okay? Looking out the window, letting your mind wander, and then all of a sudden you realize you missed important information. Distractions. When we hear the whistle go off, or we know that a cop is nearby, or you're hungry, or you're cold, those are distractions, okay? Sometimes you refuse to listen because you're just closed-minded. You don't agree with them. We have that, I think we're having that a lot with the president and North Korea. I think both of them are being very closed-minded and refuse to listen to the other. Sometimes you just flat out misread the cue. You think they're saying one thing when in fact they're saying another. And you have those conversations. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. What are you talking about? And you realize that you misread all the cues. Okay. Overemphasizing the source means that you are so enthralled, love, admire, even hate the source so much that you refuse to listen to what they're saying. Or you listen to it so intently that you miss the gray that's in everybody's conversation. If you overemphasize the source, it means that you have extreme emotion towards whoever is speaking to you one way or the other. And that sometimes can be a block to what they're trying to tell you. Okay? And I think something that we are all guilty of is listening to only what is easy to understand. If I get it, I listen. If I don't get it, I don't listen. Which, if you really think about it, is about as silly as it comes. Because what you need to do is focus more on listening to what you don't understand. Okay? That's where we're going to stop today. Work on your PowerPoint at this point, and have that ready to turn in on Wednesday. I hope to heaven I see you guys tomorrow, because this pain is for the birds. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.